What's going on, y'all? It's the Marketing Main Podcast. I'm your host, Brian.
I'm Avery. What's going on?
If you notice, today we're sitting next to each other.
We got our first guest finally. It's my
Exciting.
coworker, Kim, at Fluent Mortgage. Say hi to the people, Kim.
Hey, people.
Be nervous. It's okay. She came all the way from Melbourne just to come be a part of the episode,
Yep.
That's right.
share her insights on what's going on. So, Kim, how's everything been going with you?
Everything's going fantastic. We're doing our first Fluent Mixer in Orlando tonight at Debonair, and we plan on doing that on a monthly or quarterly basis if this goes well. So it's a super exciting day, and yeah, I'm just enjoying Orlando today.
How often do you come to Orlando?
I try to get out here once a week, although I've been slipping a little bit. But yeah, we would like to be here at least once to twice a week to kind of mingle with the other entrepreneurs in the area, get our feet wet, get our names out there, of course. So
How long have you been you're a mortgage loan originator?
I'm a mortgage loan originator. I've been doing that for just about 3 years now, but I've been in the mortgage industry since 2010.
Okay. So like in what way, like what capacity?
Wow. So my start really was I was working at a call center for Ford Motor Company, and this was when the market crashed in 2008. Um, More towards like 2010 or so, the foreclosure crisis hit Florida, and we were dominating the foreclosure market, unfortunately, the state of Florida. So Chase needed bodies in call centers to do modifications for home buyers, homeowners. So they pulled people from Ford, from eBay, and all these call centers around Melbourne, and trained us on how to do modifications. So that's how we got started. And then I got an underwriting position after that. And then once the foreclosure market, the foreclosure crisis kind of settled down, they dispersed us out into the parking lot. And most of us stayed in the industry and either became loan officers back then or went to the support side. And I did support for until 2023, actually. So.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So I know the mortgage industry really well. Although when you become a loan officer, it's completely different. Everything you think you know goes out the window. It's selling. Selling is like the number one thing on it. But having education, having the experience in the industry definitely helps. But you're like a deer in the headlights at first.
When you
She's talking about me. She don't say that to me because I'll send a text or like, hey, can we do this? Can we do that? Thankfully, Kim calls me. She's very supportive. And that's what I love about our company at Fluent. It's not just our VP who is comforting and also there for us. It's everybody as a team.
Absolutely. We have a fantastic team. Everybody supports one another. We're not competitive with each other. We help each other. So like I know I'm in the right place as far as mortgage company.
It's funny you mentioned that because that's something I wanted to ask both of you being mortgage loan originators. How do you avoid being competitive, like in the industry?
It's a mindset thing because we're supposed to be competitive with all of our fellow loan officers in the industry. But when it comes to us and the team, it's just not there really, and really never has been. I think because we all know that we're with a company that um, started in New York, came down here, and it was our job to help it grow. Otherwise, we won't grow. So I think we kind of all took that on as a challenge and kind of did it as a team. It's pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
I mean, for me, I never personally saw any reason to compete with somebody in your same office or even in the industry. Like, it's like I always say, people are going to work with who they like. Like, not
Exactly.
everybody's going to like me, not everybody's going to like him. Um, but I just feel like there should be no competition. Like, your only competition is yourself. And if you try to compete with somebody else in your office, like, that's stupid. It
Yeah, it's
makes no
supposed to be
sense.
home. You're supposed to feel, good when you're around your teammates and not, you know, be hoping that they fall or, they hoping you fall. No, it's definitely not like that. But then there's also so much work to go around, especially in Orlando, where Avery is up in the Polk County area. He doesn't get down south so much. So, there's plenty of territory that we don't have to step on each other's toes.
I imagine some of that has to do with the brokerage. Like there's like I feel like what happens at the top is gonna, flow down to the bottom if you have a good broker.
Yeah.
Do you think that if you were at a different brokerage, it could be possible that they could have bred like a toxic?
Yes, it's it's definitely different at other brokerages. I've worked for other brokerages, and there was competitiveness, especially when your branch manager is competitive with you. That's a toxic situation. So we're grateful, and we're actually blessed to have Rajan as our VP, because he although he is producing, he pours into us like no other. So it's great to be there.
So what do you have advice, if any, do you have for people on choosing a good brokerage then?
I would say, well, it's good. It's funny that you mentioned that, because we've been talking a lot lately about the movement in the industry where people are switching brokerages, whether it's on the real estate side or the lender side, because they think that the brokerage is why they're not doing well. It that could be the answer for some people, maybe comp wise or things like that, but you have to look within yourself. And if you feel that you are doing absolutely 110%, then you couldn't do any possibly more, then you make the decision on whether you're in the right brokerage. But when it comes to looking for the right brokerage, the support team, the marketing is very important. If you don't have a great marketing team that's willing to work with you, then you're basically doing it by yourself. The team's environment, definitely, and knowing what you're signing up for too. A lot of people will be mesmerized by the sign-on bonus, say for a brokerage, and then not really know how their compensation is going to work out later. They didn't read the fine line, and then they're realizing that they're not making the money that they really thought that they would, and they're not getting the support that they thought they would.
You know, it's funny.
Yeah.
Our VP Rajan, he did a video about that today that he posted, and I'm like, it's true. But even when I go out to the other networking events, and you've been with me,
Mhm.
there's people from Nexa who don't even get a chance to even know me, but they want to recruit me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't even know your name, or
Yeah.
like I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
Because where I am in my career, whether I go with a different company or not, that doesn't change anything of my career.
Right.
It's gonna just start over again. And I personally think, like, just like I said before, if the grass looks greener, it doesn't mean it's always greener.
Okay.
Because sign-on bonuses only last you for a certain amount of time, and they come with other, legal activities that could leave you a buy to it, and they can come back and sue you. And I ain't got time for that. I ain't got no money,
No.
right?
No, we're in a good place. But the industry, though, being strong in the industry no matter where you're at is key. I mean, Avery knows we sometimes we're down, sometimes we're up. And when we're down, we're like, thinking a lot of people will second guess whether they want to stay in the industry. And in our industry, actually, what was the number that Raja said? I think it was like 220. No, I'm sorry.
It was a big
200,000. It
number.
was like 200,000 loan officers in the whole country, but only like maybe,
I think like 6 or 7 thousand were like
yeah, we're
producers or something.
actually
For like top
producing.
producers, yeah.
Yeah, and that's for the whole country. So, yeah, it just goes to show a lot of people think that it's an easy business, and it's not. There's a lot of work that goes into it.
I mean, that's what people think also too when it comes to like real estate or even with life insurance.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everybody in this room has spoken to somebody from either Primerica or one of the other life insurance
Yep, I've done
places.
life insurance
Financial
too.
Well, I have my life insurance license too, but
Yep.
I got it back in 2019 and I was like 24, and I tried to do it for a little bit, and I was like, nobody my age wants life insurance, dog. Like, I'm not doing this shit no more.
You think so, and then now, a few years later, like, oh, I should have had that life insurance.
I mean, I just like for me, but it wasn't something that I really enjoyed doing. Like when
Yeah.
I got into the mortgage industry, and I've told you my story, I've wanted to be in the mortgage industry since I first got into banking. It was just finding my niche and way to get into it.
Yeah.
Because I had to also learn my own, like, how do you get this done? How do you get that done? I didn't really have anybody like that. Until I met Raj. I was already licensed at that time, but that's when he was telling me game on like, why don't you come over here? Let's do this, let's do that. And that's I ended up here.
Yeah.
Is there anything that kind of like motivates you every day to like being proud that you are in the mortgage industry and you are still standing? Like, you're not demotivated. You're not like, I'm gonna quit,
Um,
kick everything down, and just go do something else.
I'm super proud of myself because there's so many people that are tapping out in the industry. And yeah, I'm not at the figure of income that I want to be at. But I really feel like staying consistent and letting people continue to see me helps me grow year over year. I I guess I get motivated every day because I am doing it with people like our coworker. We have a coworker, Samantha. We motivate each other every single day. And if I text her and I'm like, "Oh, I don't feel like getting up," she's like, "No, we got to get up. Let's do it," and vice versa. So having colleagues in the team that in the industry that want to see you win, um, just being excited because you have a marketing team that will make an amazing flyer for you that you get 100 likes for the day, and it's like that just hypes you up for tomorrow. Like, it's little wins that keep you moving along, keep you chucking along. And I think that if I was doing this like at another, say, another brokerage, and I was by myself and I didn't have the team that I have, that I may have tapped out already. So um I think it's the everyday support that keeps you going.
It's like that person that gives holds accountability.
Mhm.
You know.
Absolutely. Yeah, but
That's
uh,
how I feel sometimes with you. Because there be sometimes I'll be like, we got to do the podcast, and I'll be like, how do I fit this in?
Yeah.
At what time frame? And
yeah,
it's a lot,
yeah.
So, but I'm happy that we're doing it now, and we get to have you as a guest, and
Thank you.
potentially other people as well.
Yeah.
Um, so with you in the industry for mortgages, do you do only Melbourne, or do you do the state of Florida, or like, are you expanding? Because I know in the company, we can do more than just Florida.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. The company, I think, we're up to 30 states.
Yeah.
The most of my business is in Florida. I'm Florida licensed, but I can work with other teammates that are licensed, and going on deals with them. Um,
Did you ever reach out? Because I remember, because you're from New York, right?
yeah,
Did
yeah.
you
I'm
ever
from New
reach
York.
out to your people from New York on like you could do something?
Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking more and more about New York because I mean, I love our Florida, I love it, but price point wise, I can do say 10 loans here and,
That covers one in New
and
York,
that
yeah.
covers three in New York. It's
Mhm.
like, so you can really make money up there, but it's a way bigger hustle. You're competing with way more mortgage professionals. And actually, we just came back from the Bahamas, and when I was down there, I'm like, how do you get your license down here? Because there's so much real estate being sold. You see realtors uh what are they, billboards up everywhere, but you don't see many lenders.
In the Bahamas?
Yeah, in the Bahamas over there. We were at Bahamar. Yeah.
That's how I felt like when I went to DR. I seen a lot of that. When I went to the Bahamas the first time, I didn't see none of that.
Mm.
How can I get to be a lender in, in the Bahamas?
I
That's what
mean,
I
that's
want.
interesting. Like, I would want to know too, because in those countries, that's where a lot of building is happening.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
actually
A
speaking
lot
to,
of American investment.
there's a lot happening right now in Honduras too that a friend of mine was telling me about,
Guatemala,
and I
yeah.
was like, this is where we need to go.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. My brother's building in Guatemala right now. The land is, it's gorgeous land, super reasonable priced. And you can have a nice little getaway.
Do you ever, or is it easy to turn it off? I know you just mentioned you're in the Bahamas. You're thinking about, can I be a
It
lender
never
here? Like
turns
it
off.
never
No,
turns off.
no, it never turns off. You're on your, I mean, especially since you're excited to get into the industry. So you tell everybody, I'm available 7 days a week, 8 to 8 or 7 to 8. And people remember that. So your phone is always ringing. You're always busy. You're always having to answer an email or a text. Sometimes you want to turn it off. Sometimes I do turn it off, but if that's one thing that you have to be in this industry is good on your communication.
How does your family or loved ones deal with that?
Well, I am single, So I'm single.
She advertising that, so y'all slide in the DM. Not only
We're
But
gonna we're gonna put her
when
username there, and so you need to reach out.
my daughter's very supportive of me, and but when I was in a relationship, it was a little trying because as we're sitting down to watch a movie, I have my laptop open, or I'm texting over here and not what happened in the movie, things like that. But you have to have people around you that want to see you win, want to support your goals. So
But is that hard to balance? And we talk about
yeah,
this all the time, having
absolutely, it's
significant
hard to
others.
balance.
because
Yeah,
I just got married and I'm in the industry full time now. So I'm everything you just said, I'm doing that now.
yeah,
And sometimes my wife will catch me. She's like, "Yo, bro, like you done? You good?" And
yeah. And it's not even their fault. It's like
no, it's
they
not.
you can't even be mad that they want the time. Like, they want your time, of course, but we're chasing something right now, and later I'll have the time, but for now I really have to
And
focus.
that's the discussion I've had with my wife over the time. And she understands it now and she's 100% supportive.
Yeah,
I mean, she still get a little mad. Like, I'll be,
Mm.
if I'm on my phone or whatever, when we're hanging out, just sitting on the couch, like, she still gets a little upset. But I'll tell her, like, this is a very important discussion or text
yeah,
I got to take. Because I kind of learned to justify now, like, what's needed now and what can wait a little bit. So that's where I'm at now
Yeah.
with everything.
when you buy her that car, that that
Buying
first
no car. I bought her a ring.
you take her on that
I
trip.
cook for her. I cook for her almost every day when I work from
Oh, you
home.
cook?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I saw a post of yours
Yeah, I
cooking.
made stewed chicken last night, but I've been
Oh,
making
you're gonna
chicken
have to.
curry. I've been making everything. Yeah.
All right, you're gonna have to show me how to. I'm not good at stewing. My stews, like, they start out well, and then by the end, they don't taste like they're
Just
supposed
use brown sugar and cinnamon. That's the trick.
All
Brown
right,
sugar
you're gonna
and
have to show
cinnamon.
me something. Can you teach me how to make oxtail?
I never made oxtail
I can
actually.
teach you how to make
You make all
oxtail.
right.
I like
Somebody's gonna
that.
have to teach me how to make
When you make
oxtail.
oxtail? Oh yeah, you made
I
oxtail.
make oxtail all the time. Actually, it's just expensive. But whenever I'm in the mood to buy oxtail, I'll make oxtail.
That's why I don't know about it because if you make it like if I make oxtail, I'm not telling nobody. I'm not inviting you because oxtail is
It's
expensive.
expensive. It
Yeah.
used to be. I mean, you would go to the spot and you'd get a plate
Nah,
for like
Yeah.
$9. Nope,
nah. I would
$19
never
now for
tell
a
anybody.
small.
That's
Yeah,
true.
we have a dish called pepper pot that we make that's like they usually use like cheaper cuts of beef, but I make it with oxtail and it's for Christmas usually make it. And I was just buying oxtail like every day because every time somebody would come, you would think they don't they
gone,
don't they don't
yeah.
see any of the other cuts. They only see the oxtail. Because I put oxtail, I put short rib, I put a bunch of other things.
Yeah,
They
they
just
want to
kept
see that
taking
bone. That's all
so
they care about.
almost like every other day I'm buying
And
10
there's
pounds of
barely
oxtail.
any meat on it, but
Yeah.
he's so
Nah, that
excited
oxtail
about
was
it.
good. I remember because we packed some home
Mhm.
from Christmas leaving you, and I remember it was falling off the bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, this is good pepper pot."
Yeah.
But that encouraged me to want to make pepper pot better this year
Okay.
because last year I only did beef. Like I didn't
Yeah.
do anything like extravagant. Because Sarah was like, "Do you know we getting married in a few weeks?
Mm.
Don't be out here trying to spend $100 on meat and try." Because I was really trying to compete with you,
Yeah.
like for fun. And she's like, "Don't be doing that right now.
Yeah.
Like you gotta get
Yeah.
married."
I have a problem when it comes to buying food. Like I don't spend money on frivolous things, but when it comes to cooking or stuff like that, I'll spend. Like I like to feed people.
You guys should do a cooking podcast.
We thought about that
We
honestly.
thought
Like
about
doing
it.
an episode while we cook and talk business. Yeah.
Because I know you don't agree in the kitchen.
I think that's gonna be the biggest argument. I don't think we're gonna discuss anything, but we're just gonna argue with each other on like
It would be
what
so
our
good.
cooking.
Because
I would
everybody,
watch.
like we're Caribbean and everybody got different ways of cooking things and
Yeah.
stuff that we learned growing up. What's your background?
I am Irish and Puerto Rican.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I learned something new today too.
Yeah.
Do you speak Spanish?
I don't. My father, actually, when I say I'm Puerto Rican, I'm actually, my father is half from Spain, half from Puerto Rico, and taught us no Spanish. My mom is Irish, and it's funny because my mom was like a 6 foot Irish woman, freckles. My dad was 5'5", a little Ricky Ricardo looking man. So just picture that, and and they were hippies in the 70s and stuff. So we had the VW van and and all that growing up, but um yeah, my maiden name is Lopez. You probably didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that either. I'm learning so much about you just sitting here, and we've been working together for like so long in the same office. And
I want to change it back to Lopez, but I feel like I would have to reinvent myself, and everybody who already knows me as Kim Smith would, I might lose some attraction there. But
you might attract more people saying Lopez. Like, oh, you're a Lopez.
I
Like,
know, right?
you
But
know,
then they
it's-
start speaking,
Yeah,
and
that's
you know,
I
and
was
I'm
just
like,
about
I
to
know
say that.
lo
That's
siento.
an
But that-
opportunity to learn.
that's crazy. Like, so how your name is, your maiden name is Lopez, right? And you are Puerto Rican, but you don't speak Spanish. My last name is Kishore. Like, it's not a Spanish last name, but people still will look at me or they'll see my name and they still come and talk to me in
Yeah,
Spanish. And I'm
yeah, you
like,
look Dominican.
I get that all the time. But I'll be looking, I'm like, I don't speak Spanish.
It's your barber. Your barber has you looking Dominican.
My barber's Spanish.
What part of New York are you from?
I was born in Brooklyn, and I lived most of my life out in Long Island.
Long Island, part of
Yes,
Long Island.
Freeport.
Freeport.
I'm from the
Okay.
same town as Flavor Flav.
Yeah, my
So-
actually, my brother used to live in Freeport up until
Oh, yeah?
recently. Yeah, so I'm familiar with Freeport. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
What do you know? Remember the block you lived on?
Wallace Street.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Wallace is
yeah.
on the other side. I was on the northeast side. Wallace
Okay.
is on the other
Yeah, I
side.
used to spend time on the Nautical Mile. You ever been to the Nautical
Yeah.
Mile?
No.
Yeah, you
It's
I've always heard
beautiful,
about it,
actually,
but
yeah.
remember when I lived in New York, I was 14 years old and I was kind of deprived
Okay.
because I only stayed in Queens. Like I only knew my neighborhood. I only knew South Jamaica.
Yeah.
I knew Hollis because I went to school. Like that's all I knew.
Yeah, well, for
And
us in
to take the
Queens,
F train to go to the city,
Yeah.
you take the F train to come back. That was it because I never left my neighborhood.
for us in Queens, going to the Nautical Mile was like you're going somewhere bougie. Like it was like a fancy place to go.
Yeah, but Queens and Brooklyn and the Bronx, you guys used to really shun us Long Islanders. Yeah.
I mean, I was in the between because I went to high school in Long Island in Woodmere, New York. So I kind of was in between a lot and going to Green Acres Mall and all of that. So
Green
I
Acres?
did live in Elmont for a little while, and I kind of felt a little Queens-ish. but-
Okay, yeah.
What is Queenslish? What does that even mean?
People from Elmont think they're from the Queens. They'll tell you they're from.
But everybody from Queens, like I feel like depending on what side of Queens you're from, like everybody acts a little different
Yeah.
in some way. I feel like it. Like
Well, Queens is an interesting place because it's the only part of New York where if you say you're from Queens, you have to be specific about what part of Queens. I feel like you could say I'm from
Yeah,
Brooklyn.
of
I'm from
course.
the Bronx. But if you're from Queens, you gotta say
it's true.
from Springfield. I'm from Jamaica. I'm from. You have to be
When I tell
specific.
people that I lived in Queens, they'll be like, "Oh." The
Mhm.
main thing is when I was obviously I lived back and forth. So when I would tell people, "Oh, I lived in Jamaica, Queens," everybody down here reference it to like 50 Cent and
Mhm.
crime and all this.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, but that's the same thing that's going on here. Like I
Yeah.
grew up in Pine Hills over here, so it's nothing different.
Yeah.
If anything, I felt like as a kid when I was growing up in New York and I was living in Jamaica, I felt like I was so much more advanced as a kid because you got to forcefully grow up. Like when you walk down the Ave, you were an adult.
Yeah.
There's nobody there for
Yeah,
you. There's
nobody's
somebody
walking
trying
you
to
to
hustle
school
you.
or nothing.
Like that's how I kind of learned to like how to sell and how to hustle as well too. Because I got hustled.
Mhm.
I got hustled bad.
Mm.
But I was like, damn, like it happened. But now I
I
learned
hustled
after
when I
that.
moved down here. I was so upset. I got scammed online like twice. Once was when they started the whole trading thing, and this girl contacted me and said that she could flip like $700, overnight, and I sent it to her. And and another time I tried to buy a vending machine online, and it was a scam. That was $1,100. So yeah,
Damn.
Yeah, I was trying to get into the vending machine.
I didn't get that bad. I didn't get scammed that bad.
I got scammed.
I didn't get scammed that bad.
Yeah, and then you get upset, especially and also when you move down here, and you're in the dating scene, and you get I guess like you get played a little bit, and you're like, wait a minute, I'm from New York. What do you mean? How does this Orlando guy play in that? But yeah, so it's definitely a different lifestyle here. So
So it seems like you've been like an entrepreneur in that world for a while. Like, how long have you been on strictly as
actually,
entrepreneur?
I was always on the support side, so that was a steady, paycheck, nice, comfy. I love my little W-2, but when you step onto the LO side, you are just every dollar is earned.
Do you ever miss being like a
Yes,
person that gets a
sometimes I
W-2?
do. I do miss the 9 to 5 and having my weekends, and at 5 o'clock it shuts off, and it doesn't turn back on until 9 a.m. Um, but you limit your opportunity to grow income wise. So I don't just do mortgages, I also do taxes. So during that season, there's a lot of potential there for money, and then they also kind of intertwine. So when you have someone who's doing their taxes, well, are you going to buy a home in the next 2 years? Well, let's structure your taxes correctly for that, and reach out to me when you're ready. And so
Did y'all hear that?
yeah.
Structure your taxes properly
Structure
before
your
you
taxes.
buy a house.
At least 2 years tax
Don't try to
returns
do the
need
year
be-
before or that year of. Nah.
Yeah.
Because then they be looking at us like, well, I'm showing this. I'm like, yeah, you're showing that, but you're not.
Yeah. One thing people don't realize that I almost got in trouble for recently is if you're going to buy a house and you want to amend your taxes to buy a house, if it's too close to buying a house, that underwriter may flag you.
Yeah.
I got flagged off of that.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, they did let it go because I did explain and show that it is actual income. They're not just trying to fluff their return. But apparently that's the thing, people will fluff their returns to try to qualify for mortgages. So make sure you do it within, if you're going to apply for a mortgage, probably 6 to 8 months before. Don't try to do it the month before.
Nah, facts. Like,
So, yeah, but yeah, I feel like that's all I ever do is talk about mortgages. So
I feel like that too. It's like, do
Yeah.
people actually like talking to me?
I know I don't even know how to talk about anything else
Yeah.
anymore.
But even when I go out, like if I go to family events or something, like, oh, how's the interest rates and this and that, and I'll talk about it, but then I'll have that one uncle who knows everything, or an aunt that knows everything. Like I watch the news, I know, and they'll start saying completely something totally different, and then everybody else in the room becomes a mortgage loan originator.
Yeah.
And I just don't argue. I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Mhm.
Continue talking. Tell me I'm wrong. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care.
And rates and politics are kind of, they go hand in hand. It's like now all of a sudden everyone seems to be a rate specialist and they know where they're going to go down and they're going to go up.
I mean, but everybody's a politician too,
Yeah.
to their own extent, right? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever get like burnout from,
Oh
like you
yeah.
said, mortgage
Like
all the
once a
time?
week.
Once a week? How do you handle it?
I put myself under the covers and I don't answer the phone. Yeah, no, I do. It's not so much getting burnt out from, oh, I got all these loans that I have to, get into process and they got to get them clear to close. It's networking and sometimes feeling defeated, like you're not making traction, even though you're going to these events and you're shaking hands but you're having trouble getting people to, trust in you. It's a big thing to get someone to trust you with their finances. So, and get a realtor to trust you on a routine basis to where they want to work with you as a partner. So that's where I get burnt out is because I get emotional. Maybe I wear my heart on my sleeve. So if I'm making an effort to make a connection and it's just not connecting, I take that personally, and then sometimes I need a little break. So I won't network for like a week or two, you know.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it seems like, I mean, you're saying it's kind of hard to turn it off. So I can imagine it's probably hard to
It
deal with
is.
that
I feel
burnout.
like I'm so boring now. I do. I used to have cool stories. Now it's just like, oh, what happened on the other day at a closing?
Don't worry. You're going to come back on here. We're going to get a cool story. Don't
Do
worry.
you have any funny client stories or anything that you can
Oh
share?
God. I mean, no, really. We don't have funny client stories. We have um catastrophes that we were wind up being able to close in the end. I don't have anything off the top of my head right now, but one thing that I will say is I am a habitual hand holder and it will serve you well and it will also be the death of you. Because, um, where a loan officer is usually supposed to get the client to complete an application, work with them until they get the contract, and then you push it off to a processor. Mm-mm, I am all the way through to the end at that closing table answering questions. Yeah, and it's really not my job. I tend to do everybody else's work. So that's probably why I have burnout.
Yeah.
But it's also your reputation and your name on the line. Like,
Yes.
that would definitely
Yeah.
speak volumes to people.
Yeah. I like building the reputation that I am communicative and I'm a hand holder. So, but are we ready to go party?
I think so.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna.
Yeah. Hopefully you
I'm
guys
going
can
to get a
party.
drink.
See,
Yeah, we need a
that's the
drink.
part
We
of
need a
problem
shot.
because we're going to a networking event, so you guys aren't going to be able to fully have fun. You guys are going to be
Yeah,
talking
no,
about
actually,
mortgages.
once I start getting some shots in me,
Okay.
I'm like, oh, thank you
Alright.
for
This
coming.
isn't
Thank you
like-
for
I'm gonna
coming.
hold
So
both of you to
this
that.
isn't like the networking events that we go to back at home.
Okay.
This
Yeah,
is
no,
gonna
this
be a
is-
totally different vibe.
And this is at Debonair, and Debonair is very chic, and their food is amazing, and every time I've gone, the DJ has always been awesome. So we're in a good place. We're gonna have fun.
Well, I want each of you to try to have at least one conversation that's not about mortgages. Try to just
God.
chill. Just I'm gonna hold each of you to
But
that.
you never, okay, when we go to our events back over there, I don't always talk about
Yeah.
mortgages either.
Well, I'm mainly talking about her because it seems like she doesn't like know how to separate. Try to have
I'm a
one
bad first
conversation
guest here.
about the weather, something else.
About someone.
There's nothing to talk about weather in Florida. It's hot.
It's hot all the time.
Like,
It always
that's
looks
all
like
it
it's
is.
about to rain.
Yeah.
That's it. And then it
Okay.
does and it's over.
All right,
But-
cool.
Well,
So let's go ahead.
It's a great episode. Thank you for being our first guest.
Thank
This was
you.
great. And signing off. Thanks,
All
guys.
right.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye, everybody.